5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Operation Launch, where Chris Gramlich and myself, Dustin Kane, are going to launch a product on Amazon live. We're currently waiting for our Seller Central account to be activated. We're waiting on a postcard, basically, with the code so that we can get our account opened up. We did that on the last video where we set up our account. So in the meantime, while we're waiting, we are going to go ahead and start product research. This is my favorite part of the whole process, Chris. This is a lot of fun.
This is a lot of fun. There's a lot of different methods. People do product research differently. So we're going to try to hit on a lot of different methods here just to kind of make sure everybody understands different types of product research you can do. So I got multiple tabs open on my side so we can kind of dial this down a little bit and see what's going on. So let me share my screen.
Yeah, and while you're sharing that, I think it's important to talk about I don't think there's really a right way or a wrong way to do this, or even really a correct product and a wrong product. I think everyone comes at this differently. I think, you've had experience developing a brand.
Yeah.
So that's different, when you're going for brand. I've had a brand and I've also picked products that just met my criteria. I was agnostic, I would say, in what my product was, as long as it met a certain criteria. And so I think there's no right way or wrong way. I think the key to directing your product research, I think the big factor is understanding what it's going to take to launch different kind of products on Amazon. And it comes down to the competitiveness of a niche. Niche.
Oh, which one is it? Is it niche or niche?
Niche or niche. Yeah. What do we say? But that's it. I mean, if you find a product that's very, very, very competitive, then you have to do everything very, very, very well, and it's going to be very expensive to launch. So a lot of what we're going to be looking at is ways to find products that are popular. People are looking for them, but the competition's not quite there yet. We're able to compete quickly, and all that does is that just reduces the expense of entering into that market. Wouldn't you say, Chris?
Yeah, for sure. And we got some different methods. We'll probably cover most of these. Maybe we'll touch on these a little bit later. But so what I've done is I've opened up Amazon and I went to new releases, best sellers, movers and shakers, most wished for, and gift ideas. Mm-hmm. So this is just a place that's generate ideas, and just what you're doing. And what we're doing here is just writing them down. Like, we're going to find something. I'm going to say, what do you think about this does? And you're going to like it. And then we're just going to put it in a list, and we're just going to continue to find products and dial through here. Anything you want to add there?
Yeah. I mean, I think early on, you're just trying to get just sort of your mind going. I mean, I don't know what the number is. Millions and millions and millions of products on Amazon. I mean, that's why we talk about, there's competition for sure. It's getting more and more competitive for sure on Amazon, but with millions of products, you can't be competitive on everything. And there's so many options out there. And I think a lot of us as shoppers, as people who consume products, our view is very narrow of what's out there. It's what we use. So we're kind of biased in that way. So when you start looking around, you start seeing these things, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's an interesting product. Oh my gosh, that's an interesting product. Or this is a part to a product that's selling like crazy. You want to get the sort of the juices flowing in your brain of what's out there. And so what we're going to do today is just sort of get that ball rolling, talk about some of the tools we use, some of the ways we just kind of look through this stuff. And it's going to take us a while. We're going to sort of look through a bunch of products. We're going to sort of select some that we're interested in. And then it's gonna take a little while to refine down to the one that we actually source. But what you're doing right here, Chris, I'll let you take it away on these couple of tabs. But this is just when you're starting, just start digging around on Amazon. Some of the ways they sort their products out, you can see what's selling right now.
Yeah, And something to add to that, you just mentioned like a list to write down products that you touch every day. The Godfather himself, Scott Volker, over at Amazing Seller, that's what he teaches, right? Like make a list and just write down items you touch every day. I got some double-sided tape here. I got a mouse pad here. I got a coffee cup here. I got some coasters, pad of paper, earphones, tape, like all kinds of stuff. So look around your surroundings and write stuff down. Baseball cues, like just anything, like write it down, and then you can analyze it further. So that's the easiest thing I think to start with.
Yeah. And also, I think one thing that to just right off the bat to touch on, it can be easier to pick a product that you're really familiar, comfortable, passionate about. My first couple of products and my first brand was in the fitness category. I'm really into fitness. So I was able to interact with my audience better. I was able to describe my product and I cared about it. Not that it's certainly not important. I definitely sell products that are not passions of mine, but that can make things easier. Like when you do more marketing, like trying to create groups and Facebook groups and all that stuff around your brand, that can help if you're passionate about it.
Yep, for sure. I agree with you. That's a big thing to have, because then if you don't have any passion about it, you're just going to lose interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's dial in. So there's some categories I'd probably stay away from. Appliances, apps and games. I'd probably stay away from audiobooks. So I'm just going to go down the list.
Mm-hmm.
And first one I'm going to go to is going to be arts, crafts, and sewing. I'm going to skip these other ones.
Yeah, lots and lots of arts and crafts.
I'm going to stick this one here. Okay, so then we're going to click on it. And so now we get some more subcategories. So this is where you have to kind of dial down even further. Beading and jewelry making, craft supplies, fabric. Which one should I pick here, Dustin?
Boy, there's so many. Scrapbooking, that's huge. And the thing that interests me, it's keep going down. It's like the fourth from the bottom. Scrapbooking. Okay. Something like this is always interesting to me because you can always differentiate, like with a design or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways in these kinds of niches where you can differentiate. But yeah, I'm just looking through these. I mean,
this is a new release with 46 reviews. $17. Don't know much about it, but like first glance, 46 reviews, good ratings, price that I may be interested in. I'm going to put it in another tab.
Yeah, good idea.
Just because it might be something we visit later.
Let's just put a couple of these. Let's get a couple of these in different tabs, and then let's start looking at the tools that we're going to use to analyze these.
Okay.
So let's go through a couple more in this arts and crafts. This is going to be interesting. That pencil coloring book, adult. So that's interesting. Gel pens for adult coloring books. That's super specific.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good price point. One thing that is nice, the cheaper the product, usually the more players in the space because the ease of entry. Once you start getting above $20 and so for retail, number one, you've got more margin. And usually the competition becomes less and less the higher the priced item you get. The negative is, of course, when you source the products, it's more expensive to source them up front. But what I mean, as these are all new releases, and I believe these are probably sorted in order of sales volume, I would imagine, right? These are like the best sellers in the new release.
I think so. So. But you've seen a lot of adult coloring.
Just pull that adult coloring out. Did you click on that? Let's just look at that because it's interesting. Obviously, if there's a couple of them in the first one, then this is popular. That might also mean it's saturated. But there's a lot of really super specific keywords in there, like adult coloring books. That's very specific. Yeah, let's take a look. If just search for it. So we have, let's take a look here.
First thing I see.
Yeah.
1,000, more than 1,000.
The reviews, there's a lot of them with a lot of reviews. This is almost an instant no-go for us. because it's going to be very hard and time consuming to get a review count up there.
Yeah, like I'm done with this product already.
Yep. Let's just look at, and this is why we're talking about the exploratory phase. There's a lot of looking around. We're going to really do a deep dive into these products. But if we see something where there's probably more than four products with over 1,000 reviews, we're probably going to bail on it, just because that's too many to compete against. So let's keep looking through here.
And the thing I'm looking through here, I'm just looking at price. If it's not above $20, I'm not even giving it the time of day.
What are those calligraphy stencil? That's kind of cool.
I've seen a lot of vinyl sheets. I've been seeing that. And we're just looking through, what's this, UV epoxy? We'll just give it a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good on this page. We found a couple options. Let me pin this real quick. Wait, is this the one I want to pin? Oh.
Okay, we have the vinyl sheets, we have the calligraphy, we have the resin.
I'll go back to those. I want to get rid of these other ones. Just getting everything in order here.
Yep.
Wish for. And then these are going to be the products. Okay, so we got arts and crafts section, scrapbooking. We got these vinyl, calligraphy, some epoxy, another vinyl, and looks like some flowers or something.
This one's interesting to me in a lot of ways.
Okay, so let's just do it. Let's start here.
Yep.
So
now, do you want to talk about, just for you, some of the things that you're going to be looking for and what tools we're going to be using for this?
Yeah, so I'm going to be using helium-10 off the start.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than looking at like the main keyword and the niche, I don't really know exactly what the main keyword is here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming dried pressed flowers, maybe, but that seems very like specific. So I'm gonna go use helium-10's tool down here at the bottom, and I'm gonna click on this keywords right here.
Are those real? Before you do, are those real flowers? Are they real?
Sure.
Dried. It says dried pressed flowers. Are they? They might be. You think they're
made of natural pressed flowers and greenery.
Yeah, interesting. Huh.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Interesting to see where they source this from.
This product launched a couple months ago and sold like crazy. Look at that.
Yep. So what we're looking at there, that line, that's the BSR. So the lower that is, the better their bestseller rank is. That red, whatever, maroon, whatever you color that is, that line. Yeah. So as it drops, that's good. So you can see it must have gone out of stock for a little bit. They started high, came down, then there's a gap where it went out of stock. And then now, man, whatever is going on now, this sucker's, I mean, they're under 1,000 in arts and crafts.
That's just get an idea how much they're selling. And we're just kind of looking through, okay, 20, almost 30 grand a month. Almost 1,600 units a month. This is just estimates with helium-10. If you don't know what a helium-10 is, it's probably the leading software out there in Amazon space next to Jungle Scout. So I would definitely use it. It's good to get some data. You don't have to have these tools to do product research, but these are just things that we like to use because it just gives you quick validation on something without having to do it manually. So, you know, we're familiar with these tools, so we like to use them.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's find out what the keyword is. And so what I do here is I'm looking at this section right here on keywords, and this is just taking a reverse ASIN search of that product. And it's just going to go to helium-10. It's going to show me what the search terms are for this product, which I'm really curious to see. Okay, so it's ranked for 561 organic keywords, 1362 filtered keywords. I'm going to sort this by search volume. And this is just estimates, remember. So a lot of these are not really relative yet. Nail kit, office decor. Let's do this. Let's see if we can filter down even further and use this organic section.
Yep.
So this shows me where the product is actually ranked for organically. So I'm going to do between position 1 and 50. Apply. So now we're down to 147 keywords.
But this is much more accurate.
Yeah.
Dried flowers. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Scrapbooking supplies, dried flowers for resin. See, I didn't even know that. This again is just what's fun about product research. I had no idea dried flowers and resin was a combo for scrapbooking.
No clue. Let me just go look. Let me look at the search result here. Okay. Yeah. Well, here's where it all is. This is it.
Yep. So we searched it. Okay. So let's just take a look. That number one, that's the sponsored one, right? I see that's there, but there's one sponsored one that has 1,000 reviews. And let's see. Let's take a quick look at the review count. So I see 1,965. So that's like 3 so far that are close to 1,000. There's a lot. But I've only seen a couple that are over 1,000 so far. You know? There's
okay. So this is going to continue to stay on my list.
Yep.
I'm going to keep this as an option. Even though I got some low price points here, I'm going to just keep it as an option.
Yeah, my guess is a lot of those low price points, well, some of them have a lot of reviews, but a lot of people might be launching. And so they've got
I'm going to take this keyword. I'm going to go add it to our sheet we have here. Main keyword. This is a spreadsheet that we've created. It's just a way to validate the product. We're going to go through this cycle, and if it meets no, there's going to be no's in here, yeses. We're going to make sure we look at those. So
let's go ahead and put those in there. Let's put the Amazon link in there, the main keyword. Let's just get it in there so that we can start filling that sheet out. That way we remember.
This is the product that we want. This is the ASIN. So this is the random ASIN we selected. Okay. This is going to be, where's my link at? See how you can get it. Okay, I think it's right. There it is. And this is going to be my search result page. X out of that. This is going to be my Amazon link.
And what we're doing is right now, we're just sort of putting products in here. We're going to take a much, much deeper dive on each of these later. But if we get 10 or 15 products in ideas in here, we have a lot of comparison options to see what would be a better start. That was interesting.
Yeah. So that's out. That's on the list here. That's on the list here.
Absolutely.
So that was the dried flowers for resin. That's the sheet we're going to use. Let me move this up forward. And we'll go on to the next product. Next product. Heat transfer vinyl. Let's see what this is about.
What are those two variations? Let's just see what their variations are. So you got
white and black.
Okay. Heat transfer vinyl. Now I wonder what this does. Sticky. Interesting.
72.
Oh, I see.
Is it just like make letters and words out of it?
You can transfer that on. I wonder if you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I guess it goes on anything. Easy to cut. Again, did you have any idea something like this existed?
No idea. But if I was going to do the art niche, like I would start to learn quick.
Exactly. So interesting. Okay, so this price is $32. My guess is this product is probably heavier, and I don't know what the size is, but that looks like that could be big. So that might. Another thing that we're going to look at is Amazon's. They have different sizes, and they're going to charge you different fees for whatever your package dimensions are. So if the bigger and heavier it is, the more your FBA fees are going to be. So you can. A lot of times we like to stay if we can get in the small standard or small oversized, section because it can be a little crazy.
Look at this. HTV stands for heat transfer vinyl. Like I would have never known that.
Also, those are a lot cheaper than the one we're currently looking at. Well, the one is $99, but I see some 15. There's some negative comments. Let's take a peek at the negative reviews. Vinyl is really thick. So the problem was they washed it one time and it started cracking.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's even see if it's even a viable niche. Let's just go look it up. Let's just go see it because we could really figure this out really fast just by looking at a search result page. Wow, I see. I see it already.
Yep. Let's
9 or 3, 9, almost 1,000, 9,000, 1,000.
Yeah, and we're talking about those are much different price point.
Now some got 93, and he's up here, but I mean, still, it's an uphill battle. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So one of the things I have on this is. Where's it at here? 3 or more ASINs with more than 1,000 reviews.
Correct.
That's if there's 3 or more ASINs with more than 1,000 reviews, that turns red. That means no. That means don't go with it. So if it didn't have more than 3 reviews, we put no. That would be green, and you would move down the line. The more greens you have in this section, the better opportunity is for that product. So. Right away, 3 or more ASINs with 1,000 reviews. Like that's not going to work. So we're done with this product.
Yep. Let's move on.
UV resin, 240 gram, crystal clear, hard type.
So what are we using this for? This is for jewelry making. Craft UV resin glue. Add glitter. What?
Kind of cool looking. It's like making a necklace or something. Like you add the thing that you want inside there, put the resin over it.
Is it making that like wavy looking?
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
That is cool. Huh.
Okay, let's find out what the main keywords are here.
That's like all those things. You see those I see them on Facebook videos all the time. The people that make tables out of
they pour it.
And they pour the resin in there and they put all the colors in there, like some cool looking stuff.
I see the guy that took like thousands of pennies and he made his floor in a basement with pennies.
And then resin over it.
Yeah. Okay. Organic rank 1 to 50. Apply. Like that would be. This is super easy validation. Search volume. Okay.
Resin molds. That didn't seem like that was a mold.
No, it didn't.
It seemed like it was a UV resin, like
UV resin kit with light, resin kits for beginners. So what I'm looking at is over here now, the ranking and where it ranks at. So it ranks pretty high for that one.
It didn't have a light though, did it?
No, but I want to see.
What's
like,
that number
really,
4? They're UV resin molds. So that's weird. I don't feel like that's a mold, but let's take a look at what that.
So this is just the stuff you use to fill in the molds. So maybe that's why it ranks so well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now, I mean, I'm starting to think of an idea here of a bundle.
I know. And I'm starting to think, well, maybe we should do this product. The molds.
Yeah. I mean, maybe exactly the molds, or do you see any molds with the resin? Like a twofer kit? I see molds or I see resin.
This guy has it with the resin, but I think this is the same. No, different brand.
You can see the rabbit holes you can go down here.
This guy's got the light too.
What does that help do? Dry it faster?
Dry it. Yeah. Well, I just thought that it was searched a lot. UV resin kit with light.
Okay, click that. Let's find out what happens when you search that. Are there a lot of those?
So a lot of the resins are up here.
Okay.
Selling resin. So this guy and this guy so far with the light. This sells with the light, but you're not getting the molds. You're just getting the light and the resin. These are
right. That's weird. That's definitely not even.
But look, you're out of opportunity. Like this is it. There's 3. And then other than that, it kind of dies real quick.
Okay. Let's go to one of those and let's see what the sales volume is on these. Like one of those ones that's the full kit.
This is the full kit. So this one here is the full kit.
Okay, so that's got 49 reviews. The other ones I saw didn't have a ton of reviews either. But let's take, and bad. I mean, well, 3.5. So
and that's a lot more to it than just looks like a couple of molds. This one has a lot going on.
And other than the resin, I can't imagine the rest of that stuff being very expensive. I don't know what that resin would cost, but I can see that being potentially, if it's something that's, unique.
I mean, you're getting everything here.
You're getting excited about your crafting kit coming your way.
I mean, this is my flowers. This might be perfect.
I know.
So it started back in March. I mean, this thing just took off from day one.
And they've raised their price.
Yeah. This thing just took off from day one.
Okay. Let's find out what the sales volume is. Ooh, 30,000 in the last 30 days. How many units is that? 825? Okay. That's going on the list. I mean, let's just go back again. Just real quick, go back to the search page and let's just take a look. What would be I wonder if we're looking at the wrong keyword just in case. We started with just the resin.
Yeah, but this is what we started with, and we worked our way down to see
the full kit.
The kit.
Resin with light. But what about UV resin? Oh, kit with light. Okay, so that should be everything. Okay, so that was a good search term. That would be theoretically everything. And I did not see any that were over 1,000 reviews. Did you?
No, I didn't see. Well, molds is not what we want. Where's it at? Is this a kit? This is the kit. Yeah. So this is UV resin with kit. So let's dive in with this one.
I mean, half of these products that are on this search result aren't really, they're not kits and they don't have lights.
Quick validation. If I see more than 3 ASINs with 1,000 reviews, on to the next.
But those, okay, so that first one.
So that's not it. That's a nail. That's nail. That's nail. That's nail. That's nail. That's a nail. That's nail. That's not the same product. These are not the same.
Yeah. I think.
Okay. What do I have here? These are some filters I built in. So let's put it on the list.
This is a tricky one because I mean, you're doing that keyword, but man, you don't typically see something like that where the majority of the products are not really the keyword, related. Those they were not a UV resin kit, and those things were selling. That definitely needs further exploration, especially with that $35 price point. That I really like that. Yeah, and what we're doing here is it's so important. It's so easy just to kind of search around and get lost searching on Amazon and going down these rabbit holes. But unless you start building a list for validation, you're going to really struggle with product research. So taking the time to really put all the data in here, and then even better is what we're going to do at the end of this video is basically step away. We're going to come back and validate these guys in more depth after we've just sort of let it sit for a while.
Some of these, you would put a product idea, and sometimes these can be different, but most times they're going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got that figured out. Let me. Okay.
All right, let's look at the next one.
Stencil boutique calligraphy stencil template kit.
Let's just validate it really quick. Let's just look at the main keyword. I'm guessing it's calligraphy stencil template. Let's just take a good look at this real quick and see what the saturation looks like or the review counts. Well, there's our product. Okay, right off the bat, I see stuff that looks wildly different.
I wonder if this gets a lot of searches. I have a feeling this is a low search term.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point to point out right now is the product may be validated and it may meet all of your criteria, low review count, et cetera, but it also may not be searched very often, which means, if you kill it, you might only make one sale a day or one every other day.
Just as I thought. NA, which means not enough volume.
Okay, do calligraphy.
Let's just go look at this like we did last time. Keywords.
Yeah, what is it showing for?
What's it showing for?
Or ranking for exactly. It's such a game. It's so fun to play around with this.
And if you don't have Helium 10, you can get discount codes. Just go look on someone's YouTube channel. They got 50% off codes. They're all over the place. So if Helium 10's watching this, we'll take one too.
Yeah.
All right. So let me do this 1 to 50.
And we will talk about other tools out there. There's quite a few. Helium 10 is one of them. We'll talk about others like Jungle Scout, Zon Guru, Unicorn Smasher. There's quite a few.
Okay, so this is a calligraphy stencil template kit. Stencils for painting on wood, letter stencil, stencil vinyl.
Just off the top of my head, those seem so broad compared to what the product is. Like stencils,
letter stencils for painting. It ranks number 1 organically. Just as like a quick look at, I don't see enough search volume for this. Like it ranks number 1 for large letter stencils for painting. It's 2,000 searches, but I can tell you from experience, that's not a lot. And you want a lot of keywords. And it's not for wood. I mean, I guess it could be used for wood. It ranks number 30 organically. Like I would probably cut this one off. Just as a general, just looking at it high level.
Yeah. I agree.
There's too much.
I mean, some of this stuff
is too broad.
That's what I'm saying. Is like if I typed in stencil or vinyl stencil or letter stencils, the chances I'm looking for calligraphy or something like that, it's got to be pretty low. right?
I'll give it this. It's got a good image. It's definitely a better image.
The best, of them all. It's the best. Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what's helping. I would assume so. That's a good image. But
borderline,
yeah,
on the main image to have a person in there and not just the product. But let's see.
I just don't know if I want to do. I don't. I would be out. Like, I'm already out.
The thing that concerns me the most about this product is the amount of curiosity clicks you would get on this, because you want to look at it a little bit more. It's like clothes. I mean, people are looking for the stencils. They're going to click on a bunch of them to figure out which one they want. So to me, that's just going to be difficult to advertise that profitably. I don't know. I think you're right. I think being out on this one is. I mean, the review count's not so high.
Now this one might be a little different.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of low.
This one is, what's this one's called? Stencils for painting on wood.
Just do a overall. Let's see what kind of sales we're talking about for this page. Stencils for painting on wood. You'd think that stencil could be used for anything, not just wood. But it's a good keyword. I mean, they're selling.
Okay, 0 of the top 10 products have a revenue of 10,000 or more a month.
Mm-hmm.
These are parameters I put in myself that match up to kind of what these are here that we're looking for. So these, I kind of set that up on my own with Helium-10. So 0 of the top 10 products have a revenue of 10,000. So what that tells me is there's not enough demand. They're not selling enough.
Yeah, it looks
7, 7, 5. And this one's got 15, but this is not in the top 10. Yeah, I don't see a lot of. Look at those numbers. Low.
Yeah.
So it's sporadic everywhere, but there's not enough demand here. Like, it's not 20,000, 50,000. There's not a lot of sales. It's just it's kind of spread all over the place.
I agree.
It's got a lot of volume, but I don't see a lot of the buying is spread out everywhere.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on. Okay.
Did we do this one? The vinyl?
Was this the same thing as?
It's the same deal. Vinyl sheets. That's the same. Look, I mean, gosh, dang. It just launched like a month ago. 16.
That is amazing. Now that's got other stuff in there. What is all that stuff?
Let's go see what the keyword is for this bad boy. There might be something hidden.
The other vinyl we were looking at were the rolls.
Rolls, yeah.
I don't know what the difference is. I mean, these sheets look like you get a lot more options, a lot more colors and stuff.
Like small items, like mugs and coasters. Let's go see what the heck's going on here.
I had no idea. You used vinyl to screen print on a mug. Maybe learn something new every day. What's that top one? Vinyl for circuit?
Circuit?
What's that say? Cricut?
Cricut? Vinyl for Cricut?
Oh, that must be a brand.
Is that a brand? Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Cricut? Yeah, it's definitely a brand.
Cricut vinyl transfer. Okay, we would definitely have to do some research into what Cricut is, and if that is a brand name, and if they have some sort of patent on this product, or if anything can be used in their tool, or if this is
somebody that's into this is just watching this thing. These guys are so stupid.
they don't know what they're talking about.
Like, these guys don't even know what the word they call it circuit.
I know. So it's why I love product research. It's so fun. I have no idea what this is, but I'm intrigued. Well, some of these review counts are through the roof, though. Yeah, see, vinyl cutter machine, Cricut machine, permanent vinyl for Cricut machine. It's not huge search volume.
It's all over the place.
Interesting. I'm just shocked. That mug that's a print from vinyl. That's crazy. There's a lot of them, and obviously they're all had the same idea for their main image.
Adhesive vinyl sheets.
Interesting. What is this, a weeding machine? Craft cutter machine, printers. Huh. Yeah, there you go. You're seeing it again.
There we go.
Oof.
Yikes.
There's a lot. There's a lot of high reviews. Okay, can you look at the sales velocity on these guys just for fun? Those keywords didn't have a lot of search, a lot of traffic, but there's a lot of reviews on these things. Makes you wonder if we were looking at the wrong main keyword.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, they're selling a lot.
There's no search volume.
But they're doing 1.8 million in revenue.
So 8 of the top 10 sell $10,000 more a month. So that's a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, if you look at those top ones, they're selling the number one organic spot, 319,000 in revenue. This is every time I do product research, this is where my mind gets completely blown. That this one product we've never heard about is like a $1.8 million monthly industry. It's mind-blowing.
But it doesn't pass.
No, I would never get into this.
Yeah, it doesn't pass.
Way too many reviews. Way too many.
Now, if you love vinyl sheets and you're into art and you can figure out a way to make this different and you have a better idea, maybe jump into it. Or if you're more familiar with this, but for somebody new that has no clue about it, we're going to pass on this one.
Something like this is going to be great for the crafty blogger or Instagram influencer who has an audience, who can drive traffic to a certain product. But yeah, I would not go into this unless I had some sort of way to drive more traffic to it.
Okay, let's go on to the next.
I think that was the last of them, wasn't it? That we picked?
The last one? One more. That was the last one. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was just one subcategory of one category. And we didn't even go past like the top 20 new releases. And we've already found 2 potential ideas that we could look at. And what we'll do next time, go back to your spreadsheet. Oh, you're on it, Chris. Okay. What we're going to do next time is we're going to start off by validating these. We're going to go through this spreadsheet and see if each of these actually meet all these different criteria. And then, of course, we're going to be researching a whole lot more products so that we can find the right one. But this product research will take a little while, but we want to make sure that we are validating it and we're getting a product that we're confident that we can launch affordably.
And we'll add more to this list. We're going to add more. We're going to get some more products. I got different tabs open up, so like best sellers. We haven't even touched on that. Movers and shakers. Haven't even touched on that. Most wish for or gift ideas. And the way to find this is just type in like Amazon new releases.
Mm-hmm.
Type it in, and then you'll go to the new release section, and then you can play around with these other tabs up here at the top: best sellers, movers, shakers, most wish for. I would probably start on new releases.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are newer products, and then just dive in, move down the line or look in your niche or whatever. So we'll find more. We'll touch base and we'll add some more here.
Yep. All right. Fun stuff. This is my, just like I said, I love this process because the opportunities are endless in what we can do. And it's just fun to see what's out there. So that's it for today. We're going to come back on the next video. We're going to validate these guys, and then we're going to add a whole bunch more to our list so that we have a big list to sort of make our decision on and move to the next thing where we're looking at, what it costs, what suppliers out there are there for these products, what kind of pricing can we get? There's a lot. But anyway, that was fun for today. We'll be back at this again tomorrow for episode 4.